try to change, the more I find that things are ending up just the same. I keep that faith alive, someday I'll get out of my own way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
by the chant of Selassie, I see, chant around.
It happened to me. I heard them gunshots, explosions, and as a child it was all over my mind. Yes, but with the blessing from the Most High and the angels above, now I can see children playing again. Yes, no more war, no more war. It's time for peace. On my knees, begging, please. When our leaders grab for power, makes the world spin in my memory, but with unity and equality. See, there's no need for fighting. And when the love in your heart is true, you can learn from Mandela. Long-lasting peace, stability, yes, oh yeah.
Yaga, 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 yaga. Peace and love we want now. Yaga, 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 yaga.
No more war. It's time for peace. On my knees, begging, please.
Oh, your mercy,
No more war.
no, 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 no.
It's time for peace. On
We're ready. Hey, everybody. We're so glad that you're here, whether you're here in the sanctuary or you're catching us online. We welcome you to this beautiful Sunday, the last Sunday in September. And please help us welcome our special musical guest today, Antonio Lopez. Woo!
Mama gave me roots, Daddy gave me wings. Mama gave me breath, Dad taught me to sing. Mama gave me air, Daddy gave me a feather. Mama knew the seasons, Dad knew the weather. Mama gave me roots, Daddy gave me wings. Mama gave me breath, Dad taught me to sing. Mama gave me sun, Daddy gave me shade. Mama was light, Dad knew what darkness way. Dad knew what darkness way. I am a head on an upside down tree. I am a branch in my family. Mama gave me roots, Daddy gave me wings. Mama gave me breath, Dad taught me to sing. Mama gave me roots, Daddy gave me wings. Mama gave me breath, Dad taught me to sing. Dad taught me to sing. Dad taught me to sing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Antonio Lopez. You're going to hear lots more from him today. And with that, we say good morning and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, abundance, and grace for all. Get up off those seats and let's sing about it. This is our new theme song for the fall program. Grace, I found a pathway that leads to grace. Grace, I found a pathway that leads to grace. I'm on the grace trail. 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 It starts with gratitude and release. I shift my attitude, my thoughts and beliefs. Then I accept whatever comes my way. The joys and challenges of each new day. Then I embrace new possibility. I heed the voice that's calling for me. And then I'm back where it all began. Walking the grace trail once again. Oh, grace. I found a pathway that leads to grace. found a pathway that leads to grace. I'm on the grace trail. 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 Ooh. I'm on the grace trail. 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 Yes. Thank you so much. Step right up here, Jeannie Oliver. Let's welcome Jeannie, the director of our Youth and Family Program. Woo.
I have my security blanket right here. So, good morning, Columbine. So, yeah, we are excited to start in the sanctuary to kind of get a feel for our sacred space. And then I'm going to take all the children downstairs. And today, we're walking the Grace Trail. Some of you might know what that is, but we're going to take the kids actually and walk the Grace Trail. If you don't know what it is, you will after the sermon today, after the service. So, okay, so I think we're ready. You guys ready?
Let's bless and release our young people. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we see the Christ you are. Woo! All right. Wherever I am, God is. 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 And all is well, 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 all is well in my world. And all is well, 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 all is well in my world. Same exact thing, but now joy. Wherever I am, love is. Just kidding. Wherever I am, love is. How about love? Wherever I am, love is. Wherever I am, love is. And all is well, 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 all is well in my world. And all is well, 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 all is well in my world. And all is well, 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 all is well in my world. And all is well, 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 all is well in my world. Yes, thank you so much. Please be seated and let's slow our breathing down and our being down. Let's slow our being down. How about that? And just be. Just be. Just be. No thoughts, no words, just be.
Let's just breathe together, shall we? Take a moment to breathe in that presence that is spirit, that allness, that knowingness, that beingness, that is presence, that is spirit, that is us. Come into that awareness that no matter what is going on in our lives, presence, the presence of spirit is with us. The presence of spirit is us. The presence of spirit expresses as us. Just allow that. Allow it in every fiber of your being. And as we come into that awareness, that knowingness, that sense of who we really are at our depth, we know that whatever conflict, whatever war is going on within us or without in our world, that spirit is there. That it all begins in consciousness. That we have this inner power to stay in a state of all is well. All is well. All is love. All is joy. And that everything that is sent to us, everything that we experience, everything that is in our world is a gift to help us grow, a gift to help us release, a gift to help us be in a state of grace. And so we are grateful, Spirit, for however long we can stay aware of that, stay aware of you. We hold that for ourselves, we hold it for our families, we hold it for our friends, we hold that for everyone in this community, everyone on this planet, that all is well, that all is love, that all is joy, that all is grace. And we hold everyone on our prayer list, every prayer request in our prayer box, in this state of grace, in this state of knowing that all is well, regardless of what's going on, and there are many challenges in our human life. But we know, Spirit, that you are present. You are the very presence of our being, giving us life, love, joy. And so let's take that thought of this presence, this all-loving, knowing presence, into a time of meditation together where we connect with that source of our being.
just be. Know you, know me, just be. Be all, be none, be time and space, just be. Just be. Just be. Just be.
Driving down the road, little yellow flowers bouncing side to side. Got a sleeping girl next to me, one that's true and tried. There was so much strife in this world and it's for real. There was also so much beauty, it can make us fail. So if cloud 9,000 turn into 9,000 clouds, I'll be your sun ray. The sky broke open, it did rain. I'll see it through to a brighter day. The street, the people that you meet all have up their guard. Get to know them, be a friend. You know it's not that hard. There was so much strife in this world and it's for real. There was also so much beauty, it can make us fail. So if cloud 9,000 turn into 9,000 clouds, I'll be your sun ray. The sky broke open, it did rain. I'll see it through to a brighter day. Do 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 do. Oh 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 oh. Do 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 do. Walking through the woods, if I could, I would do this every day. Clears my mind, lets me know there's a better way. There was so much strife in this world and it's for real. There was also so much beauty, it can make us fail. So if cloud 9,000 turn into 9,000 clouds, I'll be a sun ray. The sky broke open, it did rain. See it through to a brighter day.
Antonio Lopez, Larry Thompson, John Stubbs, all of you.
Thanks, Antonio, for being with us again. Love to have you. Larry, John, Janice, the team. I love that you sang There's a Better Way, because that's what we're working on this fall program, this small group program, this better way, this grace trail, this path that we can follow. So often we get stuck and get paralyzed. There was a woman that just came back from church service, and she came into her house, and she interrupted an intruder in her house who was robbing her of her valuables. And she said, "Stop, Acts 2:38. And he stopped, and she calmly called the police, and the police showed up, and as they were handcuffing him, they said to the robber, "Why did you let a Bible verse stop you?" He said, "A Bible verse? I thought she had an axe and 238s. Things are not always as they seem. We get so caught up in our heads with the way we think things are. And we get paralyzed, and we get frightened, and we let our fear and our anxiety and our resentment stop us from moving, and we get stagnant. And that's not good. We need to keep moving. We need to keep growing. The only thing that is guaranteed in life is that things will change. Everything changes constantly, and we need to change with it. We need to walk with it. And what we can do to help us with that is ask questions. Like the Grace Trail allows us to ask questions. And I'm sharing this because this is the book we're using, Grace Trail. We're in week 2 of our small group program, our fall program. And this little book by Ann Barry Jolis is just a sweet little book. And it has a great practice to walk this Grace Trail. This week, she talks about walking off your war. Walking off your war. She says in this chapter, in this reading for this week, that her son was in Afghanistan in combat. And he was the one that had to go around and look for bombs in the road. At any moment, a bomb could have gone off. And she said it was even harder to talk to him and to see him, because it just brought up all this fear in her. And she said, how does anybody come back from something like that? She said her friends would ask how he is, and she's like, oh, so much fear. How does she have hope? And she started working with this concept of grace. She was reading an article about the state of Maine. And she read in Maine there was a trail that was this town in Maine was mostly tourism was its biggest resource, or where they got their funds, because of this trail. And in the article it said, who was walking the trail but veterans? Veterans were walking off their war. And so she looked into it a little bit more and found out that Earl Schaefer was the first person to walk the Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine. It was 2,185 miles. He came back from World War II, put on a backpack and a coat and told his family, I got to go walk off my war. And he spent months on this trail, and it caught on. You know, years and years ago, after war, the men that were fighting in combat would walk to get home. They had an opportunity to walk off their war, to spend that time in thinking about what had happened and get themselves grounded again and get a better sense of who they were again after witnessing combat. And so this Appalachian Trail has been really important for veterans. Sean Gobin, who was also a veteran, in 2012 walked the trail, and he started something he calls warrior expeditions. There's a website if you want to check it out, warriorhike.com, and he does bike, hike, and paddle excursions to help veterans walk off their war, to move through that process of getting to know themselves again, of letting go of things that happened. Now, I can't even imagine what that's like for our veterans that have been in combat. I can't imagine. And all of us have wars within our heads, have wars in our consciousness. Maybe we have wars, we often have wars in our consciousness. We can have conflicts outside of ourselves as well. There's a picture I want to show you that kind of reminded me, like, that's how it feels inside our head sometimes. That's how it feels out in the world sometimes. You know, we're just this angry, and there's a line drawn between us and the other person, or there's a line drawn in our consciousness between what we maybe want to do, who we think we ought to be, and who we are. We need to find our footing. And this reading is about that, finding your footing, get moving, get grounded. It can help, this grace trail can help broaden our perspective. It can help us see things more clearly. We can see that conflict is never really about the other person, it's always within us. It starts and ends in our consciousness. Joel Goldsmith in The Infinite Way says this: there is never a conflict with person or condition, but rather a false concept mentally entertained about person, thing, circumstance, or condition. Therefore, make the correction within yourself rather than attempt to change anyone or anything in the without. It all starts in our consciousness. It all starts within. So we have the power to change it with a thought, to find our footing, to get moving, to allow ourselves to not be stagnant, either virtually or physically. It doesn't matter. Get moving in your consciousness. Don't be stagnant. Start asking yourself questions. It's a great way to get moving in consciousness by asking questions. It's about the question. So in our small group program, there's a discussion, there are discussion questions, there's a study guide. And we always publish these on Thursday in our update. They're in our digital bulletin. If you are part of a group, you get these questions from your group leader. So there's lots of opportunities for you to look at the questions. Now, I usually write the questions. Sometimes I find them within the book, but you know, I haven't really sat with the questions myself. And so yesterday morning, I thought, you know, I need to really sit with these questions. They're not easy. I'm sorry. They're not easy, but they're good to help get a sense of who you are. Get moving. And so I thought I might answer some of these questions that I wrote for you and how they apply to my life and how they are for me. And I'm not going to go through all of them because that would take too long, but I'll go through some of them. So one of the questions is, what war in your life have you needed to walk off? What war in your life? When I was diagnosed in 2 years ago with osteoporosis, I was angry. I was so angry. I needed to walk off that war. The inner conflict in my mind was, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. I take my calcium, I lift weights, I run, I do everything I can to take care of myself, and I still have this osteoporosis, and it changed me because I became afraid. I became afraid to ski, I became afraid to even run, I became afraid I'm gonna fall down, I'm gonna break something. It changed me. So that was the war in my head. This isn't fair. Why is this happening to me? You know, I was diagnosed with, most of you know, with breast cancer 5 years ago, and that didn't affect me as much as this did. This was changing my life. This was putting a damper on the things that I enjoyed to do. So I kept asking myself, how can this be? It's not fair. And you know, are any of us given a fair life? Who says life gets to be fair? What's fair anyway? I started thinking about the bones in my body, how they represent the bones in our body support our body. They're our support system for our body. And I wasn't allowing myself to have support, to be supported. I felt like I had to do everything myself. And so this was a gift to me. Walking off this particular war was about learning to ask for help, learning to let other people help me instead of, I got this, I'll do it, I'll take care of it, I'll do it myself. I was able to get moving. That summer, my husband and I bought e-bikes. I was scared to get on a bike. I was afraid I'm going to fall down. I'm not a very good bike rider anyway. But you got to do things when you're scared. That's where courage comes in. You do things anyway when you're afraid. And those first few times on that e-bike, you know, nervous. But I found joy. I found this freedom. I found this new way to move and not have to pedal so hard. So I let the osteoporosis, instead of making it or allowing it to define me, I let it refine me. The difference of one letter. Instead of letting your circumstances define you, let them refine you into a better version of yourself, into a version of yourself that takes some chances, that lives life. Let's see, another question. What brings you hope when all seems hopeless? You know what brings me hope is seeing my grandkids. Seeing those little ones who they're just so full of life. They're not hardened yet by life. They play. They're actively playing or hearing the sounds of kids out on the playground. On Wednesdays, we have our staff meetings outside, and often the kids are out there, and it's just such a wonderful sound. And that can bring hope. These souls are here to explore, to be curious, to love life. You know, there are 7.5 billion people on the planet, and for some reason, our paths have crossed. And that gives me hope. There's something more going on here than what we see. Why did our paths cross out of the billions of people on the planet? That brings me hope. There's a higher power at work here. There's something more than what our physical eyes are seeing, our human eyes are seeing. The other part of that question was, how do you know when you're moving in the right direction? one step at a time. It's one step at a time. You keep listening. Keep listening for that still small voice. When I'm not moving, when I'm moving and not stuck, I feel it. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my heart. You probably have experienced that. You know, when you take one step at a time towards a new goal, towards something in your life that you want to accomplish, keep moving. Keep moving. Jolez calls this floundering forward. You're not quite sure, but you just keep moving. And let this process of discovery just be what it is in your life. It's a great reminder that we have here in Colorado with the Continental Divide. If you think about the Continental Divide, all the water, every drop that falls east of the Continental Divide, 1 inch east of that Continental Divide, flows down into the Boulder Creek and eventually works its way to the Atlantic Ocean. Every drop of water that falls just 1 inch west ends up in the Colorado River and flows to the Pacific Ocean. 2 great oceans, 1 ridge. Think about that in your life. We walk this ridge on our life. 1 thought, 1 word, 1 choice can start a flow of thoughts of lack, limitation, conflict. Or 1 thought, 1 word, 1 choice can start a flow of abundance and joy and happiness. We get to choose. We walk that ridge. But we got to walk it. We got to keep moving. Let those thoughts fall on the right side, or whatever side that is for you, east or west. It doesn't matter. Walk that ridge. That 1 drop can make a huge difference. So another question, is there an area of your life where you get stuck and feel you can't move forward? Oh, yes. Anybody else get stuck? We get stuck. We get stuck. We get stuck in our thinking. We get stuck with our stories that we tell ourselves. I get stuck when somebody I care about hurts me. I get stuck on that, and I play the words over and over in my head. When I got divorced, that story played in my head for a long time. The words that were spoken, the actions that were taken, the injustice of it all after all I did for that person. How could they come back and say mean things to me or about me? But I get stuck and I get angry. It helps to ask questions. What was my role in this situation? Even if it's 1% of the whole problem, I had a role in this. What was my role in the end of my marriage? How could I have been different? How could I see this differently? You know, hurt people hurt people. People who are hurt will hurt people. We do. As human beings, we do that. So are we willing to see it from a broader perspective? Are we willing to see that we had a role in that? We can stay hurt, or we can allow ourselves to move forward. We can allow to see that person as a teacher, as a gift that is allowing us to step into a greater version of ourselves, a more loving version of ourselves. Ann Barry Jolis says, in Grace Trail, the secret to life is not having all the right answers, but more about asking the right questions. So we keep asking the questions and sit with it. Sit with it. Spend some time with it. Check in with yourself. So walking off the war gives us this time to be introspective, gives us this time to learn who are we after this situation? How do we want to show up in it? One of the practices that I really like is called a compassion meditation, and it was first developed by Chade-Meng Tang in his book, Search Inside Yourself. And there's lots of versions of it. You've probably heard it before. The one I want to just read to you is from the Avatar Journal, which I don't know what that is, but it was a blog that I found, but I liked this version of it. And it says, with attention, place your attention on this person, whoever this person is that hurt you. And repeat to yourself, just like me, this person is seeking some happiness for his or her life. Just like me, this person is trying to avoid suffering in his or her life. Just like me, this person has known sadness, loneliness, and despair. Just like me, this person is seeking to fulfill his or her needs. And just like me, this person is learning about life. When we put it that way, we can have compassion for anyone. Anyone. Try it on someone you're in that, that picture that you're facing off with. It can level the playing field. Just allow yourself. We're all in this together. We're all here with our challenges, trying to figure it out, trying to get clarity. So another question is, what are you curious about right now? How can curiosity propel you forward? Can you let yourself sit with the curiosity instead of needing to know the answer or outcome? Ooh. Ann Barry-Jolis says, curiosity will lead to pathways never before noticed, walked, or even in existence. They lead to subtle changes that add up to transformation over time. I get curious about my position here at Columbine. I get curious about it a lot. I journal about it a lot. What is mine to do? What is mine not to do? What programs, events, or activities do we need to keep this community growing and vibrant and alive and joyful? What do you all want? But the curiosity propels me forward. Instead of getting stuck, let's try this. Like with childlike wonder, we can try things. How can we be the best we can be? What is our purpose? Our purpose statement here was the result of many of you coming together and sharing your ideas. So we're trying some new things. Are they going to work? I don't know. But we're trying things. We'd love for you to try them with us, if you feel so called. Try some new things. Meet some new people. Look for those white mugs in Fellowship Hall after the service and have a conversation with somebody different. You never know when you're going to meet your next best friend. Being in a place of curiosity helps us stay open. It helps us stay open to possibilities instead of being scared. Oh, I wonder how this e-bike's going to feel. It's fun. So we got to ask ourselves these questions. Ask the questions. My White Stone this year, my word that I came up with was ask. Interestingly enough, there's no coincidences here. Ask. And on the back, I put with assurance, with awareness. And there's one other A word, but I can't remember what it is. But ask. Ask yourself, and then get moving. Find your footing means to get some confidence. Maybe you need to move and then find your footing, or maybe you find your footing and then you get moving. It doesn't matter which order you do that in, but get moving. Don't get stuck. Don't get stagnant, because it's that resistance that causes us the suffering. It's the resistance. So are you finding yourself in a place of conflict? Maybe in consciousness or outside with someone else? What do you want to do about it? Does that person even know you're in conflict with them? Is it all in your head? Sometimes we give people rent-free space in our minds, and they stay there for a long time. We can allow them to move on as we move on. Allow it. Ask the questions. Walk the grace trail. We have a grace trail outside, and we don't have a map, but we have and I left it on my chair, but we have a handout for you on your way out. If you want to walk the grace trails, half piece of paper, has some questions. We have flagstones out in the yard. It starts under the canopy of trees, right off the sidewalk. You'll see gratitude there. And then you walk around in a counterclockwise circle. Yes. Next to the playground. You'll find it. Ann, where's Ann? Ann will give you a tour if you like. If you want to grab some people and do it together, the staff did it on Wednesday. We're going to do it every Wednesday before our staff meetings and walk the grace trail together. It was touching, I thought. It was moving. I felt close to everybody as we did that together. It can be a wonderful experience to allow yourself that grace. Allow yourself to see things from a different perspective. Allow yourself to move, to find your footing and move. Namaste. Peace be with you.
So we're going to invite Antonio to do another great song for us. If you haven't gotten to stop by his merch table out in the lobby, I have to say, of all the artists that I've worked with, he's got a great table of merchandise. You can take home things to listen to, things to wear, things to read, and you can also see him out in the community a lot. He's a busy working artist. Yeah, what you got for us?
Nesting on the bookshelf, marking my place in the story just begun. Photograph of a metal band without a drum. It was the summer of 1999. First I had a guitar on stage. About the time I get nostalgic is when I know it's time to turn the page. Thought I was flying like a bird, maybe I'm just falling. Aloft wings so wax, I heard a voice calling. I rose up to the sound, a calm and mystic round. Thought I was flying like a bird. Leafing through the photos, getting down fly feathers, coming in. Red Hot Chili Peppers catalog was my book of hymns. It was the summer of 2001 in a garage in South San Juan. Taking myself too seriously, I should have just had more fun. I thought I was flying like a bird, maybe I'm just falling. Aloft wings so west, I heard a voice calling. I rose up to the sound, a calm and mystic round. Thought I was flying like a bird. Maybe I'm flying like a bird. pulling back the plastic sheet to add the photos from last night. I could tell from the look on Chad's face that the band was sounding tight. That's when it struck me, glory is less important than grace. The resonance is inside of me, it's not something for me to chase. It's the one thing that I've learned since my hands first touched these strings. It's the birds don't dream of flying, they just flap their wings. I thought I was flying like a bird, maybe I'm just falling. Aloft wings of wax, I hear a voice calling. I rise up to the sound, a calm and mystic round. Thought I was flying like a bird, maybe I'm flying like a bird. Thought I was flying like a bird, maybe I'm just falling. Aloft wings of wax, I heard a voice calling. I rose up to the sound, a calm and mystic round. Thought I was flying like a bird, maybe I'm flying like a bird.
Antonio Lopez. Woo!
Hey, thank you all so much for having me. Thank you.
Oh, it's me. Hello. Don't let him go away.
Don't go away.
You can go sit. Yeah. I'm doing two things at once. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. We're going to say hello to our online viewers. Everybody give a big smile and a wave. Woo! Yeah. Thank you. All right. Let's say our purpose statement together. This is what Sue is speaking about, that we all came together to create. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. Yay, we. All right, so we have a lot of ways to support this community financially, and first of all, we want to thank you and let you know that every single dollar that comes our way helps to continue to provide the programs that we do and this incredible service that we offer to the community. So we thank you. There's lots of ways to give, including on the website, by texting, and with your just cold, hard cash and checks. So we're going to have assistants moving their way through the room. That's what these beautiful women are. And we're going to say our offertory blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. Thank you, ushers. That's what you're called. And with that in mind, we invite you to check out our website. Lots of things are changing regularly on that site. And just go to www.columbineunity.org. You can sign up for programs. You can work your way through all the different departments that we have and learn lots about how to get involved here. Thanks so much. All right, this is a brand new announcement. We've been contacted by an organization in town that is taking clothing and warm winter items to the Diné Reservation all the way from Shiprock down to Gallup. It's a 500-mile reservation. And so between today and the 23rd of October, we're going to be collecting blankets and then warm clothing for men, for women, and for children. We especially need need large sizes. And the ask is that you bring the clothing in clean and in either a box of its own or sort of separated out. And they're going to be driving the trucks down on the weekend of October 23rd. Please see me if you have any more questions about that. We have flyers out in the lobby as well. And thank you for your support. We've got about 50% of that reservation living without any electricity or winter heat. So everything is appreciated. All right, we've got the Grace Trail going on at Columbine. These beautiful stones were decorated by our own Anne Moriarty, and you'll find 5 of them around the yard. I think we should offer a prize for the person who finds them the quickest, so like an Easter egg hunt. And there's also little baskets of stones that are decorated by the YFM kids, so feel free to take one of those as well for a little memento. Thanks. All right, next weekend, Martha Creek will be back with us. If you've ever gotten to attend something with Martha, she is a hoot and quite a spiritual warrior. We have some of her cards in the bookstore, and she's going to be doing not only the Sunday message, but also a workshop afterward called The Pearl of Great Price. Happens right after the service from 11:30 to 1:30. Guess where you can sign up? On the website. Yay. You'll see that prompt in the e-bulletin and also in the update as well. So let's come out and support Martha. Simple Sustenance is starting up the first Wednesday of October, and every first Wednesday following that, we'll come together for a simple meal. Soup, salad, bread, dessert, things like that. And families will eat together, and then the children will be excused down into the lower level to have a fun activity while the adults stay upstairs to work out. No, not to work out. To have an interesting conversation, perhaps some video and or a simple message. And we especially are targeting families here, but everybody is welcome. Please sign up on the website. That's amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big piece of pie, that's amore. That's all. That's it. If that makes you excited, woo, please get your tickets now for our annual fundraiser. Yeah, love to say that. October 6th, that's a Sunday afternoon. It'll be kind of early, and it's going to be so great with obviously Italian-themed food and wine and everything else. Also, tickets are going to go up once we get into October, so get them now. And if you've got things to donate, like, for instance, some nice wine for the wine pull, some gift cards, or a service, or maybe a yacht trip, or like a condo to rent, or a trust fund, something like that, please see Linda, right? Yes, Linda Hirsch. They've got a nice committee working on that. So exciting. Okay. Who's our prayer chaplain today? Miss Carolyn Grenay. Are you going to be on this side? This side. Beautiful. If you've got something heavy on your... Oh, Lisa's here as well. Hello. Thank you. We've got double prayer chaplains. Lisa will be on this side, Carolyn on this side. If you've got something that you need to walk off or something that is to be celebrated, these women are highly trained professionals, and they would love to pray with you. No expectation there. Twice. Your credit is in heaven. Yeah, thank you so much. And if you're new or simply looking for some new friends, new conversation, use a white cup today in Foss Hall for your coffee or tea, and that tells other people hanging out that you are open to a conversation. And conversely, if you have a blue cup and you see somebody with a white cup, do that Columbine thing and head on over and say, "Hey, friend, let's chat." Yay. All right. Let there be peace. It's time to stand up. Here we go. And let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with
step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week. Woo! Last choruses. The instrumental.
Thought I was flying like a bird. Maybe I'm just falling. Aloft with wings of wax, I heard a voice calling. Rose up to the sound, a calm and mystic round. Thought I was flying like a bird. Maybe I'm flying like a bird.
I was trying to give you that message.